Welcome to Gold Star Classroom, the podcast where our panelists go back to school. We'll grade them on their answers to a variety of general knowledge and trivia questions. They don't know what we're going to ask, and we don't know what they're going to say. The student with the highest grade at the end of the class will win the coveted classroom prize, the Golden Banana. I'm your host and headmaster, Professor Jerry Jaffe. Welcome to today's episode of Gold Star Classroom. I am your host and headmaster, Dr. Jerry Jaffe. I will be asking today's students questions from across the width and breadth of human knowledge, and as any good teacher would, grading their answers. The student with the highest score at the end of today's class will receive the coveted classroom prize, the Golden Banana. Sitting on my right, comedian and performer Zachariah Durr.
Hello, nice to be here again.
Nice to have you back, Zachariah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting on my left is homeowner Mike Polk.
Thank you. And just 115 more payments, and she's all mine.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Excellent. And sitting directly across from me is a minister in the Universal Church, Dan O'Shannon.
Universal Life Church. Thank you.
My apologies. All right, gentlemen. Welcome to class. Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having us. We're all excited to be here.
All right. Let me ask you this question, gentlemen. This will seem like an innocent question at first.
Mm-hmm.
When we finally figure out the answer, though, it's going to open up a whole box of other questions.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to list 4 movies, and these 4 movies have a particular thing in common. The Never-Ending Story, The Princess Bride, Lawrence of Arabia, the 7-time Academy Award-winning Lawrence of Arabia, and the television show The Monkees.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. Yeah. All 4 of those have a particular thing in common. Any thoughts? Apparently, if you've never seen any of these movies, this is not going to be an easy guessing game.
How long did you have to take you to find a connection between those 4 things? Just out of curiosity.
Seconds.
Seconds. That's it.
And now, do we get to ask you questions and sort of like hone down the answer? Like, was there a producer or actor who had something in common with the production or the cast?
You're welcome to ask any questions if it's within the bounds of fair play. I will be
Let's assume that my example was a question.
It is not in reference to a person or artist.
Okay, and so no producer or anything like that.
Correct. That is not the commonality that I'm seeking between these 4 vehicles.
And will you name those again?
Gladly. The Never-Ending Story, The Princess Bride, 7-time Academy Award winner Lawrence of Arabia, and The Monkees.
As in the TV show The Monkees.
The TV show The Monkees.
Did they all result in hit albums?
No. Solid music is a good thing, so I'll give you 2 points for clever thinking.
That was a very good thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't.
Can we
I
just
still
say
don't
that
think,
was it?
I still don't think we should be awarding failure, but I'm not the teacher.
Well,
You are, sir.
We live in
Correct.
America, my
Points
friend.
and points.
Yeah.
For
Well,
that.
we did.
I think we could probably use just one more little tip, Professor.
all 4 of those shows have a similar scene in them.
Oh, they all star Mickey Dolenz.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no.
Peter
Yeah,
Tork.
I'm
Peter
pretty
Tork.
sure that's it.
It was all Peter Tork.
Well, Peter Tork is a person, and thanks to Dan's earlier question, we've ruled out people as the common feature. In the plots of these 4 things, a
but
similar thing happens.
The plot of the whole show, The Monkees, didn't that run for like 3 years?
No, two seasons. Do I get points for knowing that?
2 seasons. All right.
Fine.
So we have
And
to
the
remember.
movie?
We have to remember an episode from The Monkees.
Well, that's a fair point. I'll
That's a
grant you.
very fair point. Yeah.
But however, the 3 movies
The other 3
are
should
substantial, and then
connect
this
it.
was The Monkees was thrown in for fun.
Never-ending story.
I would have thought a Never-Ending Story from the 80s. It really didn't have any traction or staying power. There's no
You
reason
know
why
what I'm going
anybody
to
would
say?
remember it.
I'm going to say all 4 of
The
them at one
Princess
point
Bride.
had a scene featuring quicksand.
A+, Mike Polk.
How about
Wait,
that,
the
everybody?
Monkeys?
Well, that's
Even
a
the
guess.
The Monkees.
Even the Monkees had an episode with a scene that involved quicksand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Eventually, they probably. Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. There were only so many.
Sure.
Correct.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
By
great.
the way, Mike Nesmith's mom invented whiteout. I'm just looking at the teacher for extra points right there.
You already have an A+.
I want to give it. I think I can do better. That's just the way I was
I
raised.
think you can't do better than
All right.
that. You literally cannot.
What is quicksand?
High viscosity sand mixed with water.
It's sand and water, and there's one other type of material, but those are the...
Desperation.
Silt.
You add that.
Silt is a very clever thing to add.
Yeah, I'm really clever.
The The usual basic definition of quicksand is that it can be composed of either sand or silt.
Yeah.
So those two are one thing in this definition. Sand or silt, water, and clay.
But never sand and silt.
Not that I'm aware of.
It's never the
But
old,
you don't know.
it's
I
never
got
the old
this
salt and sand.
definition off of the National Geographic website.
Oh, you can change that.
In the decade of the 1960s, 3% of all Hollywood films had quicksand in them.
Man, that's another statistic that I have to question. In that, who took the time to go through?
You underestimate that people would take the time.
Yeah. No, bully for them. I mean, bully for them! That's a callback to something you guys don't know about. Did we shut off again?
No,
All right.
I was checking that.
Did I ever send you any quicksand videos? Like
What?
quicksand fetishist videos? Where it's just women
There
sinking
are.
in quicksand?
That is a.
That's a
that's
thing?
They're not naked. They're just like, I'm stuck in this quicksand. You're supposed to be like, oh, she's so stuck.
Professor,
She can't get out of that. Look at her all dressed and stuff. And
I just want to
unable
point out,
come
Professor, that we are entering PG-13 area
sorry.
right now.
Wow, teacher's
Well,
pet.
but the girls in these hypothetical but true videos were dressed.
Fully clothed.
They're
Which is sicker in a
So
way.
where was
Yeah.
your mind?
Well, I don't know. I'm
Does
sorry.
any,
You're right.
No one will know, but I will ask because my students,
What a terrible setup!
because my students listening at home will want to know this.
Yeah.
they sure will.
The first film with a quicksand scene in it. How about bonus points if you can even guess the decade, but no one will guess the title.
No.
Wings.
Birth of a Nation.
Good guess, good guess.
The original Tarzan.
The sneeze.
The
Tarzan
silent
films
version
did
of Tarzan.
have quicksand
Oh,
scenes.
yeah.
Thomas
That's true.
Edison
Pretty
electrocutes an elephant.
There was a film in
Thomas Edison's The
Go
Kiss.
back on the table.
Was it The Kiss? I remember she starts sinking in the middle
yes,
of it, right?
yes, they cut that part out. It was too PG-13 for them. There was a film in 1909 called Rescued from the Quicksand.
Oh, all right. It was right there in front of us, you guys.
Yes.
It was kind of obvious.
What is the best way to escape from quicksand should you be stuck in it?
Believe in
Breath.
yourself. What?
No.
Do we say the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Hold your breath. Control your breath.
Don't struggle.
Grab a snake and pull yourself out.
Didn't Indiana Jones at some point get stuck in like a quicksand thing and use his whip to
Well,
go?
he sure did.
But that would have been after
Great
Star Wars.
point. Yeah.
Right,
That would have been after
yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was tech that was actually quicksand.
Right, but it was not a quicksand innovation.
It's not a. It was
It
actually.
was just another quicksand scene.
It was
Come
your,
on,
it was your
Dan.
grandfather's.
First of all, you did mention Zachariah holding your breath.
Okay.
As it happens, if you are only stuck in quicksand and there's nothing else going on, you are not in immediate mortal danger. Because
What do you mean nothing else going on? Like no scorpions?
Well,
or
well,
anything?
You're not getting a phone call.
the rare occasions that people die in quicksand, it's because the tide comes in.
Oh, okay. They're just stuck there and they have to kind of wait for it to. Yeah.
Correct.
It's so much worse than just going under.
Right.
The
So, because you know how people float in water, it is a water-based material, so you will only get sucked down so far until you start to float.
Mm-hmm.
So, the wiggling or don't wiggling per se is not a thing in the movie sense.
What do you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you know this. yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Great
Oh.
point.
Don't have to tell
Great
me.
point.
But there is one thing besides the old not panicking that you can do to get yourself out of quicksand. It is simply moving your legs around to make some space, and you get like a little suction space between you and the sand.
Okay, so panic.
No, not
Controlled
panicking.
panicking.
Oh, controlled
Yeah.
panic.
Controlled wiggling
directed,
around.
Directed panic.
Controlled wiggling
But you
around.
can't tread your way out of quicksand.
The show Mythbusters
My book has a name.
did an episode on death by quicksand,
Okay.
or as they called it, killer quicksand.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, did they find it, you know how they like say, plausible,
Yes. I'll say no.
busted?
I'll say busted.
Killer quicksand.
Somebody else?
On the show Mythbusters.
I'll say busted too.
I'm voting a hard busted.
Yes, correct. They've
I'm back
found the
on
whole
top.
thing completely implausible.
All nonsense, huh?
Yes, all nonsense.
That's too bad.
But all those movies.
Yeah. We've been lied to by the man.
Besides being accused occasionally of asking ridiculous questions, I am also often accused of being too critical of my students.
Okay.
And so I'm making a concentrated effort to provide more moral support. So I'm holding in my hands a list of 101 random ways to praise students. And I would just like to tell you guys, nice work.
Wow, you just chose that one,
What?
huh?
No. So you started with number 1, I see.
Yeah. And it sounded sarcastic. Didn't even sound like you meant it.
No.
I feel worse than before you said that.
Here's a common expression. I know you've heard it. It's sort of a metaphor, and it actually has at least 4 different uses. So can you tell me the 4 different uses of the expression angel hair?
Pasta,
I went right there.
hardcore drugs, a type of urination,
And
and a dog.
One of the 4 things you said are correct, at least according to
It
my
is a
research.
drug.
I'm not prepared to rule out the possibility
Yeah, for
that
dads.
it could be some sort of colorful street slang that has not been recorded yet on the internet.
Zachariah, are you on angel hair right now?
Food is one of the 4 categories. There's actually several types of food throughout international cuisine that are described as angel hair, although pasta is probably the most famous. So food is one. There are 3 other types of angel hair, not counting Zachariah's drug use.
Okay.
Is one of them actual angel hair?
I was wondering if someone would say that, and no, it is not.
Oh.
You really actively wondered if someone would say that?
Yes, I did.
What a day you've had.
Fascinating.
Day, I would say week and a half.
Well, angel hair is
Well,
obviously...
wait, hold it. Wow.
Go ahead, no,
How
go
could
ahead.
angel hair not be on there?
Yeah, it's a
Because
legitimate
you call it
question.
spaghetti
Yeah.
hair because it looks like what we imagine angel hair would be. So
Yeah.
Yes,
But
but
named after something.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
angels don't really exist, so neither do their hair.
That's
Turn it off.
Excuse me, I believe.
Turn it
Sorry,
off.
You just said that to a
Minister.
minister of the Universal Life Church.
I
that
did do
angels
that.
Don't exist.
I am bold.
Wow.
I believe in the separation of angel hair and church.
Wow.
Wow. Okay then.
Things are going to get ugly now.
Wow.
Never put religion on your quicksand-themed podcasts.
Like they always say.
You know that old saying. I will say that angel hair is also a horse that came in second in the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh, that's good.
It could certainly be the nickname or name of any animal or pet.
Okay, so
although
is that-
that is not one of the
that's
4
not one of the answers.
common.
Nor is actual
Correct.
angel hair.
Nor is actual
so
angel
those
hair.
things
Really
can't-
spotted the teacher's pet in the room.
Seriously?
Sitting
Wow.
over here.
Hey, jealousy will get you
Yeah.
everywhere, boys. What else? Angel hair is.
I thought at least one
a
more of
terrible
these would
gang
be
name.
common.
Terrible gang name.
Terrible gang name. It is a sex move that I have used several times, but it's a PG sex move.
PG.
It's a PG sex
Oh,
move.
it is?
Yes,
Yeah.
just
It's kissing with your mouth
It's
closed.
butterfly kissing with your mouth.
Yes.
closed. Yep. That is angel hair. I totally angel haired this girl.
I
the other
angel
day.
hair last night. Nice.
You angel haired her brains out, didn't you?
Yeah, right in front of her dad. They both loved it. They both loved it because it was so harmless and innocent.
Yeah, sure.
So food.
Is it a type of thread?
It is
Just give it to him. Just say yes, even if it's wrong. It doesn't matter.
but rightness counts a lot for me.
Okay.
Well, how can you conduct a classroom? But I will say it is
Rightness?
a type of thread, usually a fiberglass. But it's used for something. So you've only got like half of one of the.
Not
You have to
really.
say what
All
it's used
thread is
for?
used for something.
No, but there's a particular use of this that when people see it, they go, "Oh, can I buy some angel hair? Or I'm going to use some angel hair
Fishing.
in this decoration during this holiday on this
Is it
tree."
tinsel? Is it a type
Oh, is it
of
a type of tinsel?
garland?
It is a type of tree decoration or Christmas decoration.
Perfect.
But tinsel itself
Like
is
that?
usually that tinny cheap stuff,
right,
and it's not wouldn't be referred to idiomatically as angel hair.
Okay.
But you can go into a craft store, a holiday store, and if it's a well-equipped one, they will have angel hair as a type of.
And if I
decoration.
specifically asked for that, like at Pat Catan's or a craft store like that,
Pat Catan's is in no way a sponsor or otherwise associated
No, no,
with
no,
this
no.
podcast.
No.
no.
No, Mr. Free Angel here for life is
Right.
vouch for
Mhm.
that.
I will grant you, although I consider the 2, and you got food right away.
Is it a type of moss?
It's not a type of moss. And Christmas tree decoration is not that far to figure out. I can't deny the other 2 are more esoteric, but still true. Quite likely.
But I will ask, was there
Please.
anything in the whole plant growth kind of thing? Any kind of like sea anemone, whatever?
No, it's nothing like
any
that.
animal plant kingdom?
It's nothing like that.
How about frothy poetry?
One comes from the world of folklore and and superstition. And
Like as a term?
yeah.
Oh, it's not a thing. It's a term.
No, but it's referring to a thing. It is referring to a sticky, fibrous substance reported in
Yeah.
connection with UFO sightings or manifestations of the Virgin Mary.
I was going to say that next.
Well, so you should have, and those points would have been yours.
You just beat me to it.
But now they're nobody's.
Is there any? What's the other one? Is there one more? Is that
There is one more.
Okay. Do you want to give us a hint or?
Sure, I'll give you a hint. The hint is the thing I said in the third one, which is like this folklore, people believe in UFOs or
Well, you don't believe in angels, UFOs?
Correct.
Wow.
But there is, in fact, this phenomenon of this cottony substance sometimes appearing overnight.
Is this like akin to
and this
people
is what really causes it.
praying and getting gold teeth? Like, is it a miracle prover to people in some instances?
It can, some believers might see this as a miracle prover, yes.
Does it have to do with
But-
actual human hair?
It does not. But it does have to do with animal behavior.
How about
there is an
mold?
animal that
Oh.
produces this naturally.
So is it a spider web?
Correct.
No, that's very good.
We got 3.
Plus 10 points for Zechariah.
There you go. Not bad, man.
So it's a spider web that is built on people's faces while they sleep, and so they think they've had a visit from God?
Nope.
Oh,
This
that was
is-
separate.
Yeah,
Why are
imagine
you opening another door?
because we're going to talk.
I thought we were
Because I
almost
actually
done
thought that
with
was a
this.
cool idea.
No, because we're going to talk about spiders for a minute, which is what I actually wanted to talk about. But rather than say let's talk about spiders,
Yeah,
I wanted
me
to
too.
talk about
I could've been on the
angel
spider
hair for 10
podcast.
minutes.
Segued your way in a way that you wanted to.
You took the
Correct.
longest possible way there. Okay.
Oh, there was a longer way. I've edited off. This used to be way longer than one piece of paper.
Lord.
Trust me. I can go way overboard with this. So imagine this, the third version, which is this folklore, like angels or UFOs caused it. Sometimes people do wake up in the morning and see trees or fields or houses covered, sometimes entire field, like huge farms, covered with what are essentially spider webs. And this can happen in the United States. It can happen anywhere where spiders live.
Sure.
But it takes certain weather conditions to get the most extreme versions of it. So it's not as common in the United States as it is in other places. It actually can be quite common in Australia. So what is actually happening is, what are spiders produce their silk or their threads or their angel hair? But what are they doing that causes the ground or a tree or a house to be totally covered? Sort of, you wake up overnight and your front yard or your park is completely covered.
Like, why are they doing that?
Yeah, there's a specific behavior that causes this to happen. A thing that spiders do that most people don't know about, including all of my students apparently.
Are they dying?
It's not dying, actually, although there's sometimes a life-saving thing they do, because it's the big...
Is this about sort of like travel? They spin these light webs that are caught on the wind so they can actually travel from place to place?
A+ Dan O'Shannon.
Woo!
Us people who study spiders call that ballooning.
I know that from Charlotte's Web.
Ah, E.B. White.
And they call it ballooning while they're alone reading by candlelight, where they will die.
But they will die a rich and fulfilled life of study and learning.
I suppose so.
Yes. This does happen in the United States. Let me ask one question. You described ballooning. They make a little thread and they float on it. How far can they float? How far
Exactly.
can a spider go?
No, don't be ambiguous. We want to know exactly how far they can.
As far as the wind takes them, I suppose.
There's some truth to that.
As far as their dreams will allow.
Yes, there's some truth to that as well.
Okay.
Who says spiders don't dream? Typically, they travel a few yards, but depending on weather and circumstances and spider, it can be hundreds and hundreds of miles. Spiders can travel across seas and oceans doing this.
A couple of yards
can go
hardly seems
island.
worth the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen spiders move. It's not like they're the slowest bugs. They're not like slugs or anything.
Well, the shorter distance ones, you mentioned escaping as well as sort of I implied migration, but there is another reason why they might.
Also, if there's
do
a
this.
predator or something that's threatening, it can just get out of there. So a couple of yards would make all the difference.
And conversely, spiders are great. I'm making a weird
Hunters.
gesture
Lovers?
right now.
Yeah.
Hunters.
Oh,
Did you say lovers?
I did.
They are
yeah.
great lovers.
Thank you.
But this hand
10
gesture I'm
points
making
for
refers
me.
to hunting, not.
Oh, well,
You guys
that's
should
where we're
see his
different.
hand gesture, you podcast listeners, you crazy Japanese people listening to this right now.
Even in America, this phenomenon is common. In an area, say the size of a small park, say a couple of acres, you can have this happen thousands of times during the course of one night. But actually, 1 or 2,000 is not enough to make the angel hair phenomenon. You need like a much larger mass of spiders. It is now my job as your teacher to tally your final grades. But before I do that, I'd like to give you all one more chance to improve your grades through a section of extra credit. So for extra credit, I'm going to provide you with a topic and a blank space in which to edify the class, your classmates, the
Right in
students
front of
listening at home.
everybody? We're supposed to do that?
No.
Right in
It's
front of
expound.
everybody.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, I was going to say.
You're gonna angel hair him.
Ooh, that's the fifth meaning.
Yes. Today's extra credit topic is marine biology.
I'm out.
No, you're not. You know something interesting about marine biology. I insist upon it.
Fair enough.
Who would like to dazzle the rest of the class first?
I would, Professor.
Mike Polk, tell us something about marine biology.
Well, here's a little fact you might not know. When it comes to marine biology, here's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of, and I promise I'm going to think of something pretty soon. In fact, I'm going to think of it by the time I finish wrapping up this sentence, which could be any second now.
Outstanding.
Trying to think at the same time as speaking, and nothing's coming to mind right now, but it will. Oh! As a matter of fact, here's a little something about marine biology that you guys might
Make it
know.
good.
Were you aware, gentlemen and professor, that seahorses, in the seahorse family, they are actually capable of changing their gender? Not only that, but the males are responsible for caring for the young.
Very interesting.
If I had a microphone, I'd drop it right now.
Please don't drop my microphone. I
No,
can't
no,
afford
I'm
another.
saying, of course I wouldn't do that.
Thank you, sir. All right, gentlemen. Mike Polk has set
Some
a
of that
high
was
bar.
true, too, by the way. Some of that was true. I'm mixing some of it up. I got that off of like a popsicle when I finished eating it.
I saw a meme that says they discovered the first warm-blooded fish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I did not continue to read, so I have to sort of stop there.
Still.
Wow.
What a
Warm-blooded
teaser.
fish.
Yeah,
What a
that's
teaser.
fascinating.
That's a pretty new
Wow,
one.
real
Fascinating.
boring.
Thanks,
All right.
Thanks,
Hey, now.
Obama.
Hey, Zachariah.
All right, everyone, listen up. Listen up, F words, by which I mean farts. Did you know, under the sea, down where it's wetter,
Yes.
Yeah.
things are better. Take it from me.
Okay.
Sure.
Up on the shore, they work all day.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Under the sea, it's fun underway.
Very different.
You know, he's
Mike, I believe I have the floor.
No, please go on.
My fact is
Yes.
that mermaids
Yes.
are real,
Uh-huh.
and you can watch all about it in a documentary called Das Boot.
That's not.
There
There were four things
in the
wrong.
Criterion Collection,
There were a bunch of things
there
wrong.
is an extended cut where they find a mermaid.
Professor,
And it
a lot
was
of-
shot with real cameras because they shot all of it for real on a submarine.
I'm
That's it.
surprised I didn't hear about this before today.
There were a lot of things wrong in that
feel like
statement.
it would
They
have
were
been-
all right.
Would have been in the
It was a
news
great
or something, I
speech.
feel
Yeah.
like.
You would think,
I give myself an A.
if news existed anymore. All right, gentlemen. Well, having processed your extra credit answers, that just leaves for me to hand out grades. I know Zachariah did well in the angel hair topic, getting 75%.
Great point.
So that is a C. And
It's a C.
Dan,
75% is a
is
C.
Yes, exactly.
What's a B?
81%.
Where'd you go to school, dude?
Kent State? Oh, sorry.
Man.
It's messed up.
It's a little messed up. And Dan, you scored several A pluses, but you also scored very high on the class clown, student at the back of the room.
I tried to keep him under
Sarcasm
control,
meter.
sir.
I know. What's fascinating is that his own book is full of students sitting at the back of the room asking questions.
Forgotten about that.
That's easy. Well, I've read it more recently than you have, probably.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with Mike Polk, who had two A pluses and showed unbounded enthusiasm for quicksand, although none whatsoever for angel hair. And when we compute all of those grades, we wind up presenting the golden banana to Dan O'Shannon.
I feel
Man.
like, wow.
B.
Really came out.
Congratulations.
Mike was, thank you. But
much.
I think Mike was pretty... I don't
You know,
I-
it was
I
an
thought you were
honor
good
just
there.
to be considered, Professor.
Yes,
Doesn't
you were in the
sound-
top
doesn't
three.
sound like you were, though.
That's
You
good.
were. He was in
No,
the
I
top
wasn't.
three.
Was I briefly considered?
Doesn't
at
even
all?
seem like that, even.
Wow. All right. Well, Governor, looks like I lost today. Got to live with it
Oh,
and
wait,
move
wait.
on.
He's pulling it out with a character.
Is
Minus-
that a chimney I can sweep?
This is
Minus
unprecedented.
10 points for the Cockney, quote-unquote Cockney accent.
Yeah.
It just remains for me to thank you, my students, Zachariah Durr, Dan O'Shannon, Mike Polk,
It's an honor, sir.
and to all the students listening at home.
You
As
soot
always,
on your face.
I do. I brought soot with me just in case I
How
did.
did you get that?
and that leaves it for me, your professor and headmaster, Dr. Jerry Jaffe, to say thank you. Gold Star Classroom is written and produced by Jerry Jaffe. Our producer and engineer is Stephen Gutierrez. Original music composed and produced by Jeff Geddert. Mr. Geddert is also our assistant producer. All commentary and opinions expressed by guests of Gold Star Classroom are meant for entertainment purposes only. For Gold Star Classroom, I'm Jerry Jaffe.